All right. All right, anybody, if you stopped by watching, I'm going to try to get this STANuary Day 2 one at least done. Like I said, I'm trying to do a giant mural, so it's kind of hard to hide the other characters. I've already started prepping some of the other ones because with the paint, it takes a little bit to build up. So like this Reed Richards one, we'll see how much I can get done because I got to let the paint dry for it to build real good. But we'll get through what we can, and then if try to work on the Ravage 2099 one today a little bit too if we can. Just had a huge snowstorm here in Chicago. Not a huge one, but I had to work last night and I'm a little tired. I'm trying to stay up to watch the Bears get their ass kicked at noon again, so I got that to look forward to. But other than that, I'm gonna get started here. I'll probably put a little music on because I don't really care about getting demonetized on this. All right, so yeah, you might see some other characters on here, but it is what it is. And like I said, some of them are just real rough first layers of paint. And the other thing I'm doing is here I got a little bit of charge left in I got my tablet for my camera. So we're gonna go until that runs out of battery, which isn't gonna be too long. Probably, hopefully, at least an hour we get in. We'll go until it ends. All right. So yeah, day 2. If anybody's watching, it's Fantastic Four. I was trying to shoot for on the weekends, just kind of trying to find groups that people could just pick and choose from that group instead of a particular character. But we'll see how it goes. Let me see. Just read a few. Like I said, I've never done something this big before, and now I'm starting to see just how good painters are. They can paint small figures and stuff. Because man, it is hard. I don't know how. Like it's hard enough as it is to try to paint like realistically, like Alex Ross just per se. But when you see those like little small characters like these ones back here, like trying to fit some of them in, it's tough. And I think I'm gonna end up having to ink some of the faces. Otherwise, I don't know. We'll see if I can pull off with the paint alone. I have my doubts. And the paper I'm working with here, it's I believe it's 4-ply Bristol plate. Came in a giant piece that I had to cut down, but I had this left over, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to use it for something, and might as well try to use it for the STANuary. Because speaking of Alex Ross, I know he uses this kind of paper to paint on some of his stuff, so I went and ordered a little bit of it to give it a shot. I don't like it as much as I like the arches. It plays really. You could see the first layers on the gouache paint on this. It comes off real streaky, which I had to learn. That's just part of it. That first layer you're gonna lay down is not gonna be the cleanest. You're just kind of blocking in the paints. Really, you're not worried about seeing too fine, which is also really nice about gouache because it's very easy to work with, and it reactivates, which is a plus and minus. I find it more of a plus because you can always go back and re-edit and fix things. Unlike watercolors that lay down and you're pretty much screwed when they dry. I'll have to keep an eye on this camera to adjust. Like I said, excuse me if it's a little rough here, but I wanted to get something going. I know Peter, aka Pat, who's helped me put this together this year. He did a stream for the last 2 nights on like the project he's doing for this, which I gotta say that's commendable if you can pull that off, because he's doing like a whole comic book kind of thing with like the pre-made layout books. So yeah, it's a challenge, but you know what? It's a good way to push yourself though and test yourself. Because even when you do stuff like this and you set up, even if you fail, there's stuff you're going to learn from that failure. And you'll know next time you want to try to pull something off what you need to do and what not to do. Alright, that's a good first layer. We'll let that dry a little bit. I think, you know what? Alright, it's here. I'll shoot down. There's the Ravage. Let's get a layer on him while that other layer dries on the Reed Richards. I'm going to look up his reference photo though. I'm not too versed with the character. Oh, I hate my phone. My phone. I need a new phone so bad. Okay. Let's just do it this way. Okay, so here's like a light bluish type of. It's like a teal. That'll work. If anybody's curious, I'm using a right now. It's a number 8. It's a black velvet watercolor brush. Number 8 came in a 3-pack. Expensive. This thing is pretty nice. It holds a lot of water. You can work a long time with this. If that's what you so choose. I go back and forth from, this is, I believe, this is squirrel hair, I think it is. But I have those. This is the other one that came with the set. And this little tiny fine liner. This one I use a lot, especially on these. I'm going to be using a lot. But synthetic brushes, I tend to use a lot too. Just depends on the feel, I guess. Okay, let's try to figure out the skin color here. Right here, I might switch up the brush. Okay, he's gonna get dark tannish peach color. Oh, my other got a bunch of little, I forgot what they call them. Let's see here. can. I think I actually have some brown already on my palette. There we go. So I did something that most people are probably going to think is crazy, but I finally saw Blade Runner for the first time the other day. It's the one movie from like that era that I never really watched. I never watched. I just watched it the other day, the original. And yeah, it's a good movie. I'm not the hugest movie buff though, but yeah, it's definitely a good movie. A little bit. You got to invest a little bit of time. Was it 2 hours long? And then I was going to watch the new one, which I've heard there's been mixed reviews, but some friends of mine said they really liked it. So I'm definitely going to watch it regardless. I only listen to reviews just for whatever. I never really take a review. Like if somebody's like, "Oh, this sucks, don't watch it." I've never been like, "Okay, yes." It's like, okay, even if they say that, I'm still going to go see it. Or is it just his hand? Oh, it's just his hands. Like I said, when paints are finally all done, I might end up just coming back and inking these for details. Just so they don't look so janky. All right, he's got a yellowish gold. We'll start off with this. Like I said, right in this stage, I'm not really too worried about being too fine with the details. I just want to block these colors in, and then I can come back in the end. Ooh, I didn't color that hand. I gotta do that. Well, anyway, since I'm doing Reed Richards here, I'm kind of curious to see what they're gonna do for the MCU for casting. There's all these crazy rumors. I still think the best casting would be John Krasinski, and then you get his wife Emily Blunt to play. Was it the Invisible Woman or whatever she's called? Again, I'm not the most knowledgeable comic book guy. I just started reading them about 7 years ago, and then since I got into art, that's like taking up all my time. But yeah, those two seem to, I don't know, I think that would make a good casting, but we'll see what they do. I saw something the other day. There was like a Seth Rogen rumor, but I don't think that was, unless they're going to try to do him as Ben Grimm, but I don't know. I don't like Rogen for that any of those. But I don't even know. I didn't see the video. Could have just been clickbait, which a lot of times a lot of stuff is anyway. Skin in. Okay. Let's figure out my next move here. Put this in for his hair real quick. Just to block something in there. I think his hair is black, but that'll work as a dark tone for a first layer. Okay. Fix that. Don't start. Come on, man. Because if I take you out, I have to stop the stream. I don't want to have to do that for like a little bit. All right, I think I gotta wait a little bit. That's the problem with the squash because it's too wet here. There's like the last 2 layers I want to put. I'm not gonna get too crazy with them, but there's at least 1 or 2 more layers I gotta do. But I gotta let this completely dry. But that's good progress on that one's almost done. I'm probably just after it's all painted, I'll probably, like I said, come back and ink some of the details on the face, and then this is just kind of laying in where the shadows would be a little bit in my mind. It's hard to see there, but I got a general idea where they're going to be. And yeah, so that would be it for today. I'd like to go more, but I'm exhausted, and my dog Gunner is driving me nuts because every time that I draw, he has to get upset because I'm not paying attention to him. And if you don't believe me, say hi to the camera. All right, guys, I'll see you later. I'm gonna go let him out in the snow.